Warning. Broken simulation. Broken simulation. With Sam Tripoli.
Welcome to Johnny Woodard Presents Broken Simulation, starring Johnny Woodard. We're in it. This might be the final show, everybody. Johnny's coming in hot.
We live.
Johnny's talking about, oh, you're stealing my jokes. I just sing so good. I'm like, I might get copyrighted. And Johnny's like, oh, you took that joke from me. Johnny, I'm not court stenographer, okay? I'm not writing down everything.
You've been saying it a lot. I just noticed you were saying it a whole lot lately.
Well, because I'm so good.
Yeah, I just didn't want it to turn into your why don't you marry it, and then I get no credit. So.
Oh, Johnny, okay, Johnny, got you, Johnny.
Speaking of got you, somebody attempted to get you.
Oh, is that our hot topic?
Yeah, that's our hot topic.
Hot topic out the gate, bro. Johnny pulling no punches.
So TikTok is home of okay, so our community, what do you call the community we're a part of, Sam? What do you call it?
Well, the fans are the swarm,
no,
and I would say we're part of what they call the truth community.
The truth community, okay.
The truth community.
The truth community is a big tent. There's a lot.
All are welcome.
Yeah, all are welcome. And out toward the fringes of that tent, in an area called TikTok land, there's some crazy stuff going on. And
Johnny, are you TikTok guy? Are you TikToking?
I'm not. I
TikTok.
can't. I don't. I have. You know how people say they don't have the attention span for something. I have the opposite of whatever the opposite of that is. I have too much attention span for TikTok. I just.
I get it, dude. Well, it's to me, if there's just too many AI videos on there for me.
Oh, that too. Yeah, and it's that same black voice that sounds kind of like Morgan Freeman, but not enough to get copyright.
Yeah, it's just too much AI.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, there's talk right now, Johnny, that Mark Zuckerberg might have to give up Instagram. I know we talked about that in Cash Daddies. I'm hoping for that, but sometimes it's the devil, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But I didn't get this video from TikTok. He might have taken it from TikTok.
What I was going to say was I was getting to this guy's intro. So this gentleman who has targeted Sam is one of the more prominent schizos on TikTok, and he has come after Sam. You just want to launch into this video. You retweeted this the other day. What did you say when you retweeted it or Instagram?
I just said the best comedy you'll see all day. I just want to say something. I've seen this guy a lot.
Yeah,
like he gets shoved into my feed.
Yes.
Right. He's I don't know. He's like the fittest flat earther or something like that. He's got like a American dad chin.
Yeah.
And
major undercut.
And he's always going super deep, right? And this is the problem. We always talk about how the left eats itself alive. That's what we always talk about.
Hey, Sam, be careful with your hands there, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Is it? No, he's obviously a crypt.
You were all really close to bringing
he's part of the secret society of lobster men. He's
crab
a lobster
people,
guy.
Crab people. Taste
Okay.
like
So
crab, look like people.
He's just that person that they always say that the left eats themselves alive. They're always like cannibalizing themselves. Well, the conspiracy side does that as well. Meaning that if you don't believe exactly everything they believe, you're controlled opposition. Johnny, how many times have I said I'm not controlled opposition, and why am I not controlled opposition?
A few times. Yeah, fair few.
Because I drive a Mitsubishi. Okay?
Yeah. That's one of many.
Right. That's one of the many reasons I'm doing it. And I got clothes over here. Come on, man.
Yeah, this man has a 2-car garage, and it's filled with junk.
It's filled with junk, Johnny. Why don't they realize that a controlled op would have some servants coming over cleaning his garage weekly?
Yeah.
Somebody just called me a Mitsubishi shill. Unbelievable, bro.
And so and tell me now, maybe you
tell me now.
You're a little more open-minded, I will say, to be generous than I am toward these things. But every time this guy comes across my feed, I'm thinking it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I say it all the time. Like, this guy he's and it's fine because there's people who think I'm off my rocker.
But the stuff
Right?
he says, like if you don't know this guy, and we're gonna show him in a second, what he likes to talk about is how pretty much every celebrity is just another dead celebrity from before who faked their death.
More successful than him, and I don't even know if I'm more successful than him because he's in everybody's feeds.
No,
So he could be way more successful than me. Johnny, I'm part of the secret society of the flamingos right now. Okay, this is how we say hello.
Easy.
Okay, so I don't know if he could be bigger than me. I'm fine with it. I don't care, but it's like this notion that anybody who has any success is automatically controlled opposition. And there's just people that it just clicks. You just meet them, you get it, it clicks. And I mean, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I could tell you why Joe Rogan blew up, and I can tell you why Ian Carroll blew up. You know, I could just tell you why. And like,
Should we just show the thing? Should we just show it? So
okay, Johnny, enough. I'm just trying to like communicate with you.
Well, I know, but you're kind of getting into what he's talking about, and
here we go. Let's
show it just a little bit first.
Are you someone seeking truth, but you don't want the full truth? You just want half truths and just enough truth to keep you distracted and occupied, and not enough truth to really figure out who or where we are or have a full spiritual awakening? Well, follow along. I have just the perfect 3 individuals who will always just give you a little bit of truth and a whole lot of lies. Here are 3 controlled opposition, 3 individuals that all have their own shows that supposedly talk about conspiracies, and they try to get to the bottom of many truths. Joe Rogan, everyone knows him and the Joe Rogan podcast. Sam Tripoli has the Tinfoil Hat podcast. And Ian Carroll, he is big on the scene now. He was just on the Joe Rogan podcast. And well, these are 3 individuals, like I said, that claim to be truth seekers. But they're anything
he's so big.
You see, they're just as part of the club as all the celebrities are part of the club. They're just rolled out on a red carpet for the people seeking.
Yes.
You can't just hit stop.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. So because I want them to see the picture he put of me. That's why I want.
Are you someone seeking truth, but you don't want the full?
Okay.
I don't. It's the way they do video clips.
Johnny's too hot for X. Just hit on the video, just hit the video, tap the video, it stops it.
Are you someone seeking truth, but you don't want the full truth? You just want half truths and just enough truth to keep you distracted and occupied, and not enough.
Loaded it into the clips thing on StreamYard, and they don't have a pause. Let me just pull it up here. Hold on. I got it right here.
It's so ridiculous.
I'll just do it the old fashioned way. All right.
It's just so dumb and gay.
But yeah, and he has this way of sharing information where he's like, "What do I know? All shucks, I'm just a good guy here, just asking."
It's just like if you're not as open-minded as me to everything ever, you might be. If you're not open-minded to everything I'm into, you might be controlled opposition.
All right, can we? Well, no, I'm sorry, that's a screenshot. Hold on just a second. I had to do some screenshots earlier to make our little thumbnail. Where
all right,
is
respect
this
you, Johnny.
fella here? There,
guys, this is what happens when you go live. It gets weird.
This all gets cut out of the show here.
Okay, here we go.
Can you hear him?
You don't want the full truth. You just want half truths and just enough truth to
just enough. Dude, the amount of energy this guy expends moving that chin.
Really figure out who or where we are or have a full spiritual awakening? Well, follow along. I have just the perfect 3 individuals who will always just give you a little bit of truth and a whole lot of lies. Here are 3 controlled opposition. 3 individuals
might be
have their own shows
opposition.
that supposedly talk about conspiracies, and they try to get to the bottom of many truths. Joe Rogan, everyone knows him and the Joe Rogan podcast. Sam Tripoli has the Tinfoil Hat podcast. And Ian Carroll, he is big on the scene now. He was just on the Joe Rogan podcast. And well, these are 3 individuals.
My favorite thing about he's so controlled, he doesn't have his own logo. That's how controlled Ian Carroll is. He doesn't have his own logo.
Yeah. Everybody knows the CIA does your logo. Yeah. Everybody knows that.
That's why it's the best logo. Look at that logo. Joe Rogan's got a great logo, but I think Daddy's is the best.
It is suspicious. Joe Rogan's had that logo since very early on. Very
early. Well, he's doing a lot of psychedelics very early.
Where did he get that professional logo?
Thank you, Coach
Bulls, like-
Miguel. By the
love
way,
it.
Johnny, I'm thinking about changing the names of the of our fans from the Broken to the Secret Society of the Flamingos. Get in the comments.
All right, let's see what Mr. Icewall. Nice hat, by the way, Icewall.
I said that claim to be truth seekers, but they're anything but that. You see, they're just as part of the club as all.
Stop it. Now look at the picture he has of me.
Yeah,
You can tell that's a long time ago because I got
very
3
long time ago.
chins going on, right? I got 3
look at
chins there.
Rogan. Look at Rogan here, dude.
Right? Dude, it's so crazy. But if you even go to my picture right there, right, you'll notice the shirt that Joe Rogan is wearing. I gave him that shirt that day, and Joe was always nice. If you gave him a shirt that time, he would put it right on to help promote whatever you were doing, right?
Naughty show. Wow.
So he has the naughty show. What does that tell you about the time period of this picture?
Very, very long ago.
It happened before tinfoil hat.
Look at what is Ian Carroll supposed to be? He's just giving the peace sign and with a hot Asian chick. Like, what is he doing wrong there?
I don't even know, dude. He's sitting with an Asian chick, and because there's a checkerboard behind him, they must have put that there. So it makes him, and that's it. Joe Rogan's doing the okay right there.
Well,
He's
dude,
doing
he
the
looks
okay.
like he's at a race, to be honest. I think he's at some kind of race or something.
Maybe he's racing. Maybe he's racing to knock the bottom out of that Asian. I don't know.
Well,
but
hey,
dude,
it could be his girl or something. Must be easy. But yeah, she's sexy.
Okay, look at this. It says naughty show. This is look at the number. Look at what number Joe Rogan's at right now. I think he's at 3,000. This is under 400 episodes. 398.
That's a Rogan episode. Oh, I got you. Okay.
That's a Joe Rogan episode.
Oh, that's so cool of him to wear that on his show.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's like so crazy. That's how long ago this picture's taken from. And yes, I was into conspiracies, and I had no clue about hand signals at that time. This hand signal, which is the devil horns, at that time, I thought it was Ronnie James Dio.
Dude, every rock and roller on the planet does that.
100%.
Do you put a lot? I don't put any stock into hand signals, dude.
No, especially when it's so stupid, dude. It's
well,
like
what about on the left here? That is later, but it's still a long time ago. On the left there. That's
it's so long ago. It's so effing long ago. And it's so dumb. It's just most 95 to 97% of the population thinks that hand signal means rock and roll.
Exactly. Yeah. And I would put I would say that's like 2017 on the one on the left there.
It's so long ago.
Yeah,
it's so long ago. Oh my God, I haven't aged at all, but it's so long ago.
All right, this guy's he's gonna wreck you a little more here, Sam. Here we go. I can't. Are you shaking in your boots? Here we go.
All the celebrities are.
This is my humiliation ritual. This is why I have to get it in to be the leader of the Secret Society of the Flamingos.
Part of the club. They're just rolled out on a red carpet for the people seeking truth so they can gatekeep the real truth that is going to awaken you to take your power back. And you can see they always will tell us. Joe with his fingers, and Joe sure looks, we'll get to this, but he sure looks awful feminine in those pictures.
Oh, is he going to say Joe Rogan is, because I didn't watch this whole video because I have a life. And
we're going to watch it, Johnny. We're going to watch the whole thing.
Is he going to say that Joe Rogan was, because that's one of his favorite, his like pet hobbies is to pretend
hunt an elk with a bow staff.
He's like built like a Neanderthal, dude.
The guy has gorilla hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
he's got black belt in 3 different martial arts and hunts elk.
You lost all. If he's suggesting that, he's lost all credibility.
What he's saying is Rogan's got some DSLs right there. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
And they always tell us with their devil horns and the duality, black and white checkered board, and even the peace sign. They let you know you just got to be paying attention. Let's just
stop. Joe. He even called it the peace sign.
It's like
he didn't even call it the occult symbolism of whatever represents. He called it the peace sign.
What occult thing is it? It's supposed to look like a pyramid or something?
What he's really doing it, I think, is the one where they go over the eye like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right? That's what that's what he's saying, and Joe's just doing the peace sign.
No, Joe's doing okay. You're talking about
okay. Or he's German saying 3. We don't know yet.
No, German 3 is this.
German 3's that, right? Johnny, that is the new hand signal of the secret society of the flamingos.
Losers.
Are you guys in? Are you part of the secret society of the flamingos?
All right, here, let's see what this idiot.
Rogan here looking awfully feminine with his
If
little
Rogan
earrings
is feminine, we're all twinks.
Dude, I mean, it's the dumbest thing I've ever. Oh dear.
sassy little face. But like I said,
Sassy little dude, he would rip this guy's head off.
He would choke him out and butt fuck him.
We're on YouTube.
Guess what?
That's worth it. That's our one. That's our one.
Okay, that's
they're going to feed you a whole lot of truth, but they're not going to get to the topics that are really going to wake you up. For example, he has Jimi Hendrix sitting right in his background.
Oh, this is where it's the best
Elvis
part.
too.
Wait, did you see, dude? His dog came into frame there for a second. Wait a minute, I never noticed that. Watch right here around Joe Rogan, like the two between the black and white Joe Rogan and the bald Joe Rogan on the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. Watch this.
Sitting right in his background, and Elvis too. And well, if you are any type of truth seeker whatsoever,
nice dog.
This makes me think this guy's AI. This guy isn't even real.
It could be, dude. Yeah, it could be.
He's an AI guy.
one of the very early things that you realize is that Jimi Hendrix faked his death and became Morgan Freeman. I mean,
this guy puts no effort. You can hear his air conditioner going on in the
maybe
background.
you got everybody. Just think what this guy is saying. You are all controlled ops because you don't know that Jimi Hendrix turned into Morgan Freeman. You don't know it. You don't know it. And if you don't know it, you are working for the CIA.
Their voices sounded nothing alike. Morgan Freeman's like a Southern guy.
This guy goes, if you don't realize that black people that look alike are actually the same people, then you, the same exact person, you might be controlled opposition. If you don't know that any black people that look exactly alike are the same person, you might be controlled opposition.
It's just, oh dear. And you know, you can tell he tosses these things off. He still got his air conditioner going. You can hear it in the background. His dog's walking around. Get a green screen, dude. This guy talks to a lot of people, like a lot of people.
This guy talks to a lot of people.
No investment.
Yes, I've done a video on it.
Oh,
if you're awake at all, this is something you come across,
official.
but he would never talk about this in a million years because then it awakens you to the fact that there are so many fake deaths in Hollywood and the music industry, and there's so many people playing multiple roles, but he would never talk about this type of thing, just like none of them would ever dare give credence to flat Earth. Yeah, Sam talks about it once in a while and even claims to be a Christian.
That's my favorite part. They would never talk about this. And yes, Sam talks about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Yeah. They will never do it. Ever. I dare you to find me. Yes, he did a couple times. Okay.
Eddie Bravo, Hibbler.
Eddie Bravo is my best friend. I go on the road with Eddie Bravo.
Austin Whitsitt was on the show.
What do we do? Flat Earth Dave. I had a guy named Flat Earth Dave on the show.
Multiple times. Yes. Oh, this guy is just too much.
It's so ridiculous.
That's what they do. They throw out their fish hook and they reel you in by telling you things that you want to hear so they can make sure to steer you in the directions they want. And this guy, Ian Carroll, he has so many people fooled because he does. He puts out a lot of truth. But the one thing that you know
for what he just said right there. Yeah. This guy's controlled opposition. He puts out a lot of truth. And there, ergo, because I am a conspiracy logic man, that means you're controlled opposition. Yes, he puts out a lot of logic. He puts out a lot of truth. But that truth is controlled opposition truth. This is how far we've gone, Johnny. This is how mainstream the conspiracy theorist community is. Because now, if you talk about the Jays, you're controlled op. And if you don't go deep enough to talk about how Jimi Hendrix went from being on Jimi Hendrix to being on a kid show a year later, you might be controlled opposition.
Sure, if someone's just a liar and a gatekeeper, is they mock flat Earth and they don't give it any credence whatsoever. And well, he was on the Joe Rogan podcast recently, and of course he had to get his 2 punches in on flat Earth, and I'll let you listen. And before we even get to that, he has even talked about it on his X account and makes fun of flat Earth because it's easy to explain away that we live on a globe. Guys, I'm not talking to anyone out here that isn't fully awake. I'm talking to people right now who know what I know about the celebrities faking deaths.
And
and
who
know
are
what
they?
I know
Your
about
your
living on a
dog,
stationary.
couple
it's all the
voices
people-
in your head.
It's all the people he met in the mental ward of the hospital. That's what.
And
this
it's
guy-
just like,
I mean,
hey, dude, I'm glad. Dude's great. I know how you play. You talk about everybody, so people like us talk about you and spread your insanity around.
yeah,
And that's how you do it.
he's the fisherman. Yeah, for sure.
You are fishing.
He got.
You are fisherman.
He
You're
got.
the fisherman. Okay.
Flat,
Go on.
non-rotating world. He knows that. And he just wants to make sure you don't know that. And let's get to the clip. I mean, you'll see that he
Yeah.
and Joe, they always dance around and make sure to make fun of
I'm gonna
flat
tell
Earth
you this,
because flat Earth is
Okay. The reason everybody talks about flat Earth, Big Chin Man, is because Eddie Bravo went on Joe Rogan and talked about it. 2 things are everywhere because of Joe Rogan: jiu-jitsu and flat Earth. He is the catalyst to push that out.
Look into it. That was the whole thing that started.
Yeah, that's where look into it. Look into it. That's where it all came from. Him when Eddie had to go 3-on-1. But I've said before, and I'll say it again, Joe Rogan is really great at getting a message out and also pretending like he's not into it, which allows him not to get all the fucking heat from saying it. It's so insane, these people.
And
Go
he's
on.
also, and it's funny because that's the exact thing that he's getting shit from Douglas Murray for, is having for what you just said. So he's getting it from both sides. It just proves that when you're that big, you can't really win.
Well, that's the new every one of my friends who get a new special on Netflix, it automatically gets annihilated because YouTube has become such a negative hellhole that you have to basically you put some salacious title, blah blah blah, bombed, and then people click on it because they're not happy with their life. How many times have we said space is faking gay? How many times? How many times have I said that I think space is liquid? Like, it's absolutely insane.
We'll be talking about that later, by the way. The little Blue Origin.
We'll get into that. Katy Perry riding a dick in the space
is the key to fully awakening and fully taking your power back and fully knowing who's lying to you, like these guys.
Stop.
Stop
real
again.
Quick. Yeah. I want you to notice he hasn't given any proof of anything at all.
Nothing. Yeah.
Okay. His only thing is that look at these hand signals in which he openly admits Joe's doing the peace sign and doing the okay sign. He said the okay sign. He himself has labeled that the okay sign. Go on. And I don't even hate this guy. I don't even hate him. I would just chuckle at how retarded he got.
Well, well, honestly, I don't even think he believes half this shit. And
I think he does.
Now, someone said that this guy said somewhere, someone told me this, and I asked them to send it to me, and they haven't yet, that he said somewhere that he's just having a laugh, like he's not serious. But I have seen no proof of that. So,
but Johnny, isn't that what you hate when someone gives that disclaimer?
I do.
To kind of to shield them from responsibility for their words.
Well,
what do I know?
Well, and that's what he does all the time.
I'm from the secret society of the flamingos.
The thing they all do is they push the alien narrative because that's what, if you're part of the club, you got to do.
As to your Elon's answer to your alien question the other day, which I understand that you probably couldn't talk about it anyway.
That's how I take all of his answers about aliens.
It's like, okay, nice try. I had to try.
All right.
But like,
look, I don't ask him about it off air either.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, you got to respect a man's like private. Like, he's got NDAs up the wazoo for that kind of shit.
Also, he has top secret military clearance and he runs SpaceX.
Bingo.
Yeah, I wouldn't say jack shit.
And that's where flat Earth
they're
comes
all
in.
real. They're very subtle. That's what I would say too.
His plans. He's going to talk about
And I
it.
think that flat Earth, a lot of the evidence that gets cited as flat Earth, like, for example, NASA fakes footage. And if you look into it, it's fucking obvious that NASA is putting out fake footage. They're clearly on wires in some of that footage. Clearly, some of that footage is underwater and there's bubbles fucking floating up and shit.
I mean, if you have half a brain, you could see
Stop
it
it.
was set up.
Stop it. What did he say there? What did he say there? Okay. That a conspiracy theorist doesn't believe. Let me ask you that. He just said they faked the footage underwater, all bullshit. What part of that is not what you enjoy as a conspiracy theorist?
Totally. Yeah. No. I mean, he's the thing. He has his definition of what is holy. You know, it's just so narrow that anybody who has any kind of divergent view on anything, even if it's you know, you just disagree slightly about the nature of where we live,
Right.
You're thrown out.
What's more dangerous, to talk about flat Earth or the Jays? I never see this guy ever talk. Maybe he does, but the clips that come into my thing, he's never talking about the Jays.
No, he's always talking about people that used to be women and people that used to be dead. That's all he's ever. This guy, he's obsessed with. I just think it's entertainment. Honestly, I think he's one of these guys that's like.
But wouldn't that be considered a grifter?
Yeah, of course he's a grifter.
That he was just waiting for
Flamingos.
his intro to bring up flat Earth so he can discredit what people think. Watch the rest.
And if you look into it, it's fucking obvious that NASA is putting out fake footage. They're clearly on wires in some of that footage. Clearly, some of that footage is underwater and there's bubbles fucking floating up and shit.
Not some.
But
Which
that-
footage?
Just like
What?
Oh, okay, because he didn't use the word he wanted him to use, which is all.
Yes.
NASA publishes all kinds of footage, from like the ISS to they have live streams to they do like videos, and no one ever watches it because like whoever watches random.
So you
NASA
think some
footage,
of the ISS footage is fake?
There's a lot of footage you can find online that is coming from NASA where there's like little slips, or like a guy is like they're doing their floating shit and then the buddy reaches out and grabs where a wire is to help his buddy get back into frame, like little slips of the mind where they're like just trying to orchestrate. Yeah, and
I've never seen any of that.
And who
Sure,
knows
sure.
if
The
it's,
moon
who knows if
landing
it's
footage
real or
looks
not.
hokey.
Sure.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is that gets cited by flat earthers as like NASA's covering up flat Earth.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is that there's a lot of reasons why NASA would cover up and produce fake footage from
Yeah,
something like
because
the
of
ISS, and
aliens.
every single one of them rhymes with aliens. Because if there's any type of aliens going on up here, it's very possible that they are up there in that fucking space station, or they're
What?
or like they could be, like I don't know. And I'm not saying I think they are for sure. I'm just saying that people tend to look at a piece of evidence and jump too quickly on the one explanation that they're sure is right. And sometimes there's other explanations. And aliens apply to so many parts of our world, like demons. Sound very much like the UAP phenomenon to me, right? A lot of these religious beliefs sound very much like explainable just with different wording by UAP phenomenon. As in, some of these aliens, we seem to be being told that they communicate telepathically. They have energetic ability, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point where I'm suspecting that we're going to be finding out that religion is like humans trying to interpret these phenomenon over millennia in all the human ways we would, and telling stories about them. And I'm not saying that God's not real. I'm saying God is real. And that does not diminish God at all.
Okay.
I almost think
So
it makes God
listen.
more.
So because you don't agree with his take on it, he's controlled up because he does not see the world the way you do. I think they're demons. I think they're angels and demons. That's what I think. Okay, that's
Hey,
what I think.
So annoying.
This is why the conspiracy community, just like the Libertarian Party, can never come together, because you just have a bunch of wild people who just refuse to admit that everyone sees the world a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny, we've had multiple guests on recently where either you or I didn't agree with what they were saying.
Yeah.
The
We did
show's whole thing is to allow people to say what they want to say, and God have mercy on their souls in the comment section. That is the point of Tinfoil Hat.
And what, you know, I don't, what Ian is saying makes a lot of sense. I don't necessarily agree with his where he falls, and it doesn't seem like he's committed.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like he's committed to the idea that it's an alien explanation, but what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Which, if that was true, if NASA was trying to hide something, then flat earth would be the most wonderful thing for them, because they could explain that, kind of get it all swept and discredited under that banner. But I don't know, this guy litmus tests for people in where we are. We're too small a community growing, but we're too small a community to have litmus tests, you know, that just rule people out. It's a bad idea.
And it's like everyone's welcomed, and this guy just wants to be one group of people who all agree with him.
Yes,
That's all they want.
Yeah, and I just love that you got sprayed in this drive-by here.
I love it. I love it. And right after we got named the number 4 conspiracy podcast. And by the way, whoever put that together, God bless you. Thank you. I think they're called millionpodcast.com. God bless you. I don't know why certain shows weren't there that should be there. You know, the Unwanted, Conspiracy Social Club, Ripple Effect with Ricky. You can go down a whole list of really great. Those conspiracy guys, like where were any of them? Again, no list is going to make anybody happy. And sometimes when you put out a list, you purposely leave people off or vote them, rank them way lower, so everyone starts yelling with each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Nephilim Death Squad, not there. They're blowing up. You're welcome.
My family thinks I'm crazy.
They're number 30. He was number 39.
Oh, he's on the list? Really? That's crazy.
And he's in the comment section.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
That's what made me think of it. Yeah. So I mean, are we done with this idiot, or should we listen to some more?
I don't know. Jumped a little farther.
Yeah,
It's important and more
if he leaves port,
because
Crap down their mouth.
I agree. I cover up
Couldn't be more full. They're covering it
that
up.
when
Look, these guys couldn't be more full of dog crap
dog crap.
if you loaded a whole bunch of dog crap down their mouth.
Really creative there, bro.
Guys, they're part of the agenda. They push the mainstream narrative and with a whole lot of truth around it.
Johnny,
But there's a few things.
we can't upload our own episodes to YouTube because they strike us. And the person, whoever it is, whether it's Mark or some fat Mexican
It's
guy,
not Mark says, swears it's not him.
okay, whoever it is, some people thought it was Mark, some people thought it was XG. It's neither of them.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, he was complaining he just got a strike. He was just complaining about getting a strike. So even the guy who's putting it up for us is getting strikes.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
You couldn't be any dumber if they took your brain out and made it dumb and then put it.
What was more dog shit in a dog shit if they dog shitted?
Oh boy.
Like celebrities faking their death that they'll never touch,
We
like
talked
flat earth
about
that they'll
that.
never admit to, because they can't allow you to know that the people on the TV are lying to you. They can't.
What?
They can't do it. That's their
What? All we talk about is how TV is lying to you. What is he talking about there? That doesn't make any sense.
It might
job.
be the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
job is to make sure that the people on the TV that you think are being truthful are actually being truthful.
What?
The astronauts going to space, the musicians playing their devil music in front of you, all the
Sam, you don't think any of that NASA stuff is real, right?
Yeah.
No.
We've literally talked about over and over again.
Okay. I mean, what is it?
the actors and celebrities who are faking deaths and coming back as other people, all the people that are literally putting the propaganda on the TV, they can't allow you to know that they're all part of this little 666 and duality and Freemason club. They're all Freemasons, Ian Carroll included. So like
Let
I
me
said,
tell you
if you're
something
looking,
about Freemasons.
Sam's a Freemason. That's so funny.
Every
He-
Freemason
he-
I've ever met
Not those men.
talks about being a Freemason. I've never met a Freemason every Freemason I've ever met, they're all like, yeah, I'm a Freemason.
Yeah, dude, they love talking about it, bro.
They never ever say they're not a Freemason. It's not that at all. If we were Freemason and we're not, we would talk about. If you talk about being a Freemason, you might be a Freemason. All the time.
looking for half truth and just enough to be distracted, yeah, listen to these guys. But if you want real truth, find some people that are talking about flat Earth. And unfortunately, there are some liars in the flat Earth community too.
Oh,
But the
okay.
way you can spot them is because they will also push you away from the Bible and the truth of God, just like Ian Carroll's doing here. I'm not saying God's not real. Yeah, but it's aliens. They're
Johnny,
not telling the truth.
You went to church early. You came from a family that was very church focused.
Yes.
I was not. My dad had a bad experience with the Catholic Church. My mom brought me to a Protestant church maybe twice, 3 times. Okay. I found God through my podcast. Okay. And people yell at me all the time. Oh, you say you're Christian and you do this. Dude, I have a dirty sense of humor. It makes me laugh. Okay. It makes me laugh. All right. I have Jesus in my heart. I've God above all. And I try not to take the Lord's name in vain. That's what I try to do to the best of my ability. I'm not perfect, but I'm also not going to get in a place where I demonize everybody. God says not everybody gets into heaven. God gave us free choice to do what we want to do. And then he sent Jesus down and gave us a cheat code on how to get through this. And like when I look at my life, most of my problems stem from my dick. Okay? It's just the truth because I didn't listen to the rules. And that's just the way it is. And everyone can get really angry and say whatever they want. I'm not here to lie to you. That's my biggest thing. I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can. And also, I'm not here to dance for you either. I'm not going to say, oh, what you need to hear. I all the time, I'll post some stuff making fun of Trump and I get screamed at in the comment section. Well, if I think Trump's doing something stupid, I'm going to call him out. It's just the way it is. I'll never lie about that. I'm on nobody's side when it comes to politics. I can't stand these people. I think they're all liars.
Do you want to?
That's what I think. I'm trying to be the best I can. This guy is just shit talking everybody, and it literally is for clicks and views. He's just doing it for clicks and views. He knows if he puts Ian Carroll and Joe Rogan in his title, in his pictures, he's going to get clicks and views.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Did he miss the part about ye who without sin cast the first stone? Because he's throwing, all he does is throw stones all day. This guy, I mean, if you go to his feed, it's just crazy shit like this. And then people, he's bizarrely obsessed with this idea that people have faked their own deaths and come like if you're a celebrity and you fake your own death, do you come back as another celebrity? Like what? It doesn't make any sense.
And even if it was real, it's like I don't even give a shit.
What's the
if
point?
You believe it or not. The part of this that drives me crazy is like this notion that you have all the good data and we have bad data and we're shielding people from the good data. That all of his data is the good data. It's my problem with all these guys who like the Douglas Murray thing. This notion that like universities and medical schools have the only good data, the real data, the super special secret data. And you can't download a PDF or read the same books or do your own research. Nope, you got to have a degree. And we all know, like, it's so funny listening to Douglas Murray on one hand, curb stomp college liberals, while at the same time, college is the only place that has a good data. It's like, what's the mental gymnastics of that?
Yes.
It's about the ISS and the footage because of aliens. Okay, Ian, cool story. I just had to end on this. I mean, guys, we're living in a spiritual realm. And the whole point of all of these people is that they're false idols and you're meant to worship them instead of the Heavenly Father. And the other
what
point
about
of them
you,
is
dude?
to
What
direct
about you?
in every
You have the good
single
data.
direction.
You're telling
but
everybody
the truth of the Bible.
You're the truth.
Bible's
That's
literal.
what you're telling
And
everybody.
we're living in
You're the
biblical
fucking
times
truth.
right now. And these guys are not the answer. Seek truth, not through them.
Seek truth through me. I'm the guy with the truth.
Worship my data, my content. That's exactly what you're saying, dude.
What a tool bag.
What a tool bag. Guys, if you go to samtripoli.com,
Oh, there's so much stuff there. There's
you
so
know,
much stuff there.
I'm going to, Johnny, can you see this?
Yeah, I got it right there.
Los Angeles. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a super secret show with Gavin McGinnis and Josh Denny. Burbank, Bellflower, Cleveland. I'm going to put up the new Pittsburgh date. San Diego has, in fact, been moved. I'll get you the new date. It's right around that same time. So we'll get back to you, dude. It just is what it is. So that's all I have to say. samtripoli.com/events. And I'm proud to announce I have 2 crowdwork specials being edited right now.
2.
First one's called Potty Mouth. That will probably come out first. And then the second one will be called Black Karate Robots.
I like that. That's good.
So
I like
it's
that title.
coming.
That makes
Thank
that's one of those titles. It's like, oh, what is that about?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to hear
What
more.
is that about? Yeah, dude. It's everything stupid. So get ready for those specials to come out. I'm not I don't like the crowd work only thing that's happening in comedy, but I'm great at it. So I might as well just
I love that. I don't like the crowd work only thing.
Well,
I'm gonna do it, but
I don't like that everything's become crowd work. But if I'm great at it, why would I not do it? It's like someone going, "Oh, the NBA is all 3-pointers. I don't like it, but I shoot great threes. Should I not shoot threes?"
yeah,
Your
you're like
battery is exhausted, Johnny. It's so tired.
you're
So tired.
you're like a killer that can't do anything.
Yeah,
but,
your battery is tired of crowd work.
but work for the government and murder people.
Johnny, your source code's there. No source.
No, it's okay. It's just
Okay.
it's just from my capture card. All right. I wanted to show you. I'll plug the camera. Boy, that battery died fast. I wanted
Why's
to
your
show you-
battery fake and gay?
I wanted to show you a couple things. So did you see? So Douglas Murray is just doubling down on dumb.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he posted a column in the Post, and he shared it on Twitter today. And this guy is just, if you don't know who he is, he's the guy we talked about last week who was on Rogan with Dave Smith. And it's really, he part of it is him just kind of doubling down on the ideas we talked about before.
Yeah.
But he also says a couple of other things that kind of give some window into his soul and just the kind of wrong-headed thinking that we're facing with this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to show you a few little excerpts out of this just so you can kind of riff on it, because it is it's a lot of what you were saying last week. Here it is. Okay, look, first of all, look at this. What a sassy boy. Look at his picture there.
Look at that, dude.
Look,
That guy loves war, but even though he was of age to go fight in the Iraq war, he didn't want to go.
What a sassy boy. So sassy. Douglas Murray, long headline here, boy. So-called Israel, Hamas, Ukraine war, quote, experts spew false info on Joe Rogan's podcast. There has to be a standard. He goes, last week, I seemed to break the internet. I went back on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, the only thing got broken is your ass. They broke your ass. They split your ass more than it was split before.
Here, he said he's been on Joe's podcast a number of times and enjoyed it. Now, I'm curious if you think this next part is true. He said he gives credit for Joe being a master of his art, for being able to talk interestingly like that. And then he says that he brings up Dave Smith here. He says claiming some Jewish ancestry. That's weird. Why did he say it like that? Claiming some Jewish ancestry.
Yeah, the only Jewish interest
You got it, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Ancestry.
Yeah.
The only Jewish ancestry that Douglas Murray has in him is his husband's dick in his ass.
It took you long enough to get
I
there.
got there.
It was worth it, dude. It was so worth it. Okay. So he goes, specifically, Dave Smith has decided to spend his time going around the podcast world sounding off about Israel. In the process, he largely cites people like him, people who have many views but no obvious expertise. He brings up Daryl Cooper here, who says he isn't a historian, yet has been invited onto some of the world's biggest podcasts as a historian. One of Cooper's many ahistorical claims is that Winston Churchill was the chief villain of World War II. On these many and other on these and many other.
Let me just say something real quick about Winston Churchill. I said last week, Douglas Murray thinks that two people at the same level, okay, the same level of this war on each side. One guy good, one guy bad. And neither of them can at all mix and be the same person on each side. Okay. You know my theory on Hitler. He was a British spy. He's a gay tweaking British spy. Okay. Yeah. Now, if we take a look at history, we take a look at the British India Opium Wars. Who were the bad guys there? The British, who went into China to curb stomp them because the emperor at the time would not allow opium sales. Okay. The Revolutionary War. Who is the bad guy? So we're told. The British Empire. Where is the war where the British are the good guys? It doesn't exist.
Yeah, true.
Except in the Iraq War. You remember? Remember who was the guy? What was the guy? The name that was in Britain at the time?
Tony Blair.
Tony Blair. Everyone calls him a war criminal. He bad guy in the Iraq War. But suddenly, in this one war, they're just pure light. I mean, are you crazy? It's the British Empire.
So he starts going in on Cooper, and he this is the thing you got him on last week, which I thought was so funny. He said, when invited to debate the world's foremost living expert on Churchill last year, he declined, saying that he didn't know enough to go up against such a figure. I just think that's funny. He really leans into that accusation. So here's the part I'm curious if you think it is true, because it sounds to me like probably not true. He says that Rogan told him he could come on to promote his book, but only if Dave Smith could be there to kind of check him. What do you think? Do you think that's true? He said
it's definitely possible.
That to me just sounds unlikely. He says, but for my return to the show, the deal was that I could come on only if Dave Smith was once again in the studio, as if Joe did.
And do you know what that says to me, Johnny?
Yes.
That he knows he took an L. And now he's like, I can only come on if Dave's there. It sounds to me like he knows he took an L.
See, it sounds to me like he wanted to give, if he did this, I think he would have wanted to give Dave a chance to explain himself, because Dave was getting a lot of crap mainstream about the Churchill thing from the week or 2 weeks before. It almost rings to me like maybe he wanted to have Murray on with Dave to kind of give Dave a chance to exercise that idea a little bit, you know what I mean? Kind of work through it. And here's what he says, Douglas Murray. He says, I like a debate as much as the next Scotsman, but what resulted was more than a debate. It seems to have led to some kind of podcast world meltdown. The first reason was that from the outset, I challenged Joe on his choice of guests and why he had been giving a platform only to one side of a debate, and a very conspiratorial one at that.
Yeah, so
immediately defensive.
So he sets off the tone. He sets this tone for what he's crying about right now.
Yeah, right away.
You set the tone, dude. You came in immediately, guns a-blazing, and the problem is you got outgunned.
Yeah, and he even brings it up here. He says that experts have kind of had a bad couple of years. But he says it does not mean that a comedian can simply hold himself out as a Middle East expert and should be listened to, Johnny, as if he has any body of work. He's obsessed with this idea of you having some status in academia.
Go up. You just jumped the most incredible line I've ever seen go down.
That's what
From the COVID lab leak to the Hunter Biden laptop, we have lived through years and years after which distrust of experts has become inevitable. But what he's trying to say there is he's trying to tag podcasters with the Hunter laptop, with the COVID lab leak. And this is my whole thing when,
what do you mean by that? What I think he's saying here is that these experts have been horribly wrong, but that doesn't mean that we don't need expertise still, is what he's trying to say here.
But Johnny, here's the issue with that, okay?
Well, I know he's wrong. He's an idiot, but
here's the issue with that. It's like the mainstream media where the experts are. Okay, yes, he's saying is inevitable. But listen to me, dude. The left, it's my problem with and I love him to death, Mark Maron going off about Theo and Joe and Tim Dillon having Trump on. Why he had Hunter Biden on?
It's so crazy, dude.
Hunter Biden went on. The guy who everyone knows molested his niece, his dead brother's daughter.
Oh, dear. Allegedly.
I mean, like, what
Allegedly.
are you talking about? How are you comparing lies of the media to Dave Smith, who is right? And Dave Smith even said it. I was more right about COVID, which is basically him cleaning that up in this after the podcast, Douglas Murray. Dave Smith said, I was more right about COVID than the experts. And he's totally truthful. That's the truth. It's absolutely amazing to me.
We'll just wrap it up with this part. He says, it does not mean that someone who says they are not a historian, but who practices false history should be cited as a historian. This point seemed to rile both Smith and Rogan. It appears to have riled their audiences even more. Because
so he felt it. That's what it says to me.
Yeah, because many
his butthole's still steaming.
Because many people seem to think what I mean is that they are not allowed to have an opinion. They are wrong. I think they are. It's just that there should be a price to pay for spreading bullshit. And part of that price is that you should be called out. I just don't know what he wants there.
Again, I don't hate. I mean, dude, you remember when Matt Taibbi was going through it?
Yes.
And
I love
there
Matt
was
Taibbi.
a particular debate that happened where these two super liberals, super progressives, debated Matt Taibbi, and the guy that was debating Matt Taibbi always messed up his name. It's a ploy to unrattle you, right? To rattle you. And Douglas Murray was on Taibbi's side and curb stomped the other side. Like, got so many roses for being on the right side of this. And this is what, like, Ben Shapiro, and this is what we're gonna see. Charles Kirk, or is that his name? Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk just got pressed on 9/11, and you just saw. So what really happened? You know, and then the guy who's a little crazy got some of the things wrong, but dude, this is a controlled demolition happening right now.
Of him,
of Douglas Murray, of Ben Shapiro, and now that guy from what's that British show with the two guys had they have a really good British show. They're really smart guys. He's a British comedian.
Is
it's based off a book or a website.
I know what you're talking about. Hold on. Let's see. It's like it's weirdly named, right?
Yeah, it's like a turn. It's like a play on words.
What is that?
Christophanopoulos or something like that. I don't even know what his name is. Freakonomics, the Freakonomics guys.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking of at all. I thought you were talking about those two guys who
the old British dudes. No, the
Yeah.
Freakonomics guys. And again, those guys tend to be on the right side of the discussion. Chris something is his name.
Yeah. But they're all about
trigonomics. Trigonometry is the website.
Trigonometry. This person.
Trigonometry and
not Freakonomics either. Those guys.
Constant Kinis, Kisin. Thank you, Mancoon.
What?
That sounds like a weird name.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a type of cat.
And then thank you, Modern Mountaineer, for giving us that. Again, right side of everything, always powerful debating when you're debating blue-haired, purple-haired liberals.
Yeah.
Who are so far out in idealism, they have nothing. They're living in a house of sand. So it's easy to knock it over. But now they're wading in to waters because it's just weird to me because Douglas Murray puts out this, what I consider to be a suicide note. And this Constantine guy almost at the exact same time goes after Dave Smith. And you have to go, did you get a call? And here we are. Are we like the flat chin guy where we're just thinking but it's like, it's a really weird thing. And again, they are always on the right side, except for when it comes to this one issue. And it's the issue that they're going to die on. Okay? It's going to die on. They're going to die on it. It is a controlled demolition. And as more and more and more and more evidence comes out that they're completely on the wrong side of it, and they're doing their version of cultural Marxism, which is to get you not to believe in your eyes, your ears, or the wisdom of your experiences. And our experiences say the country that controls the water, the energy, the travel, and is bombing the shit out of children and women are never the good guys.
No. Obviously not.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we're at.
Well, and it's funny,
Johnny, last thing, sorry to cut you off, and then you can go. Even if you took out the religion out of it, it was no longer Jews and Muslims. If it was just team A and team B, if it was Care Bears versus Smurfs, if it was Lakers versus Celtics, I would still be calling out team A. It doesn't matter what the religion is to me.
Yeah, but in this case, the Celtics are slaughtering children. You know what I mean? It's just not.
That would be the Lakers are the bad guys in this.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
As long as LeBron James is on the Lakers, they're the bad guys.
Yeah, and when Douglas Murray speaks up saying
that Flamingos versus Wiggers, okay?
Well, we're the Flamingos.
Yeah, but the Wiggers are the bad guys in this. We flipped it.
They're usually the good guys, to be fair.
The Wiggers are the good guys, but this time they're the bad.
Everybody loves the Wiggers. But Douglas Murray has this thing about equal time, but you just don't give equal time to the people committing the genocide. I don't know.
Well, it's also, Johnny, that when you have like all these extremely big legacy media brands pushing Israeli propaganda, okay? When CNN won't name, like if it's Israel killing somebody, it's like, somebody died in Gaza. They'll never say Israel killed somebody, Palestinians. They do the most vague terminology possible. So what I've always said about Rogan, okay, is it's someone said South Park versus Family Guy. What I've always said about Rogan is a counter to the mainstream media. So when they have Trump on and it's a joyful interview, and even though we know what we know about Trump today, I'd still take him over Biden. That doesn't mean much, okay? But because everything you hate about Trump, just add trans, BLM, and fat ugly feminist. All right. So Joe Rogan tends to give the narrative that is not being able to be heard an opportunity. That's how I see it. You didn't miss anything, Shane. We're live. What are you talking about? You missed it. We're in it.
Don't worry about it. Don't you get so sidetracked. Well,
I want to let you talk now. Have your thoughts.
I'm pretty much done about that. I mean, Douglas Murray's an idiot. I hope he doesn't talk anymore for a while. It's time for him to listen a little, I think.
And it's going to hurt his brand, dude. It's going to hurt his brand. He
doubled down on that thing about Dave Smith having not gone to. He's like, I just think you should have visited these places that you toss off opinions about. And I'm like, what?
And everyone keeps editing together the interview where he said, I don't have to be at the Holocaust to know what happened in the Holocaust.
Yeah. And it's and what he doesn't acknowledge there is that being too close to something creates bias. That's how bias is created, by spending time with the people doing the things. You got brainwashed, bro. That's what happened. That's why you're.
Anyway. I agree.
So Blue Origin is in what would you say, an alleged space program, private space program. I call them a near space program because they don't actually go to space, do they? Even if you believe in space, they don't actually go to space. They go near space. They kind of tap space a little. So there was just a really difficult, even the real Bezos space jock sniffers had a tough time explaining this footage that came out over the week. Was it the weekend? Maybe they sent up all of America's, maybe all of the world's strong women.
How many people did they know from that Gal King gets there?
Yeah, really. Yeah, just a bunch of strong women got sent to space.
How many WNBA players turned it down? How many female rappers turned it down? And they're like, well, what about Oprah? It's like, oh, we got a weight limit on this thing.
Yeah.
We can't send her into space.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
How
It
about the
depends on-
chick who cleans her taco?
It depends on where Oprah is in her binging and purging cycle, whether she
Yeah.
can go to Blue Origin.
Yeah, well, she's been going down an Ozempic, Oprah, so it might be a little bit. I wonder what that does to your taste.
Oh jeez. Oh god. It's horrible. It's horrible. I have this thing. Whenever we watch reality TV, me and my girl, I say that anytime a woman says that they have to reiterate that they're a strong woman, that they're an idiot and not a strong woman. And every one of these women on this thing here were talking about how strong they were going to near space.
I'm a strong woman.
So boy, this is just strange. So this is I guess you call it the capsule. It's landed here on this movie. I'm sorry, on this in the desert. And watch what happens here. So
what's going to come out of her.
So look, somebody has opened the door there from the inside.
Yeah, somebody just opened it from the end. Hey, dude, don't open it.
And
We're
then
not ready for the
somebody
ceremony.
rushes over like, no, what the hell are you doing,
Don't
bro?
open it, you dumb
Alpha
broad.
over heart.
Are you
And he's
stupid?
like- She's like, oh, I'm
That
sorry.
is
I'm a cum dumpster. This isn't my job.
Sorry, we were just being strong women in here. We're too
My
strong.
job is to milk the sack.
Jeff Bezos out there right by the capsule, kind of
Look
hard
at that
to
body
see.
language. This guy's like, or
Oh my
lady. I'm
God.
not watch this little thing he does right here where he wipes the sweat off his hands. He's like, oh boy. What?
Jeff
Look.
Bezos out there right by the capsule, kind of hard to see.
That is
So then Bezos comes over later when they have the camera set up and they're ready for this big moment.
This might be
With-
the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life.
with this big wrench style device and attaches it to the door.
goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
Hey, guys, how was the sky?
Did you hear what he said? She didn't
What?
really close it again. That's what he says. So he knew that they had
Oh, I
screwed
got
up.
here.
He was pissed
Yeah.
at her. He goes,
How
she didn't really
much
close
money did they pay for this? That they just one person just shit the bed.
it. Listen to him. Yeah. He's gonna kill somebody. By the way, he's gonna kill somebody with that wrench later. Whoever screwed that
Yeah,
up. is
100%,
with
dude.
that wrench.
I feel bad for the children.
Yeah, like they just went through some ordeal on a desert island or something.
Yeah,
they went,
I'm with you.
how long was this whole flight? Like, I don't know, half hour or something. It was.
Yeah.
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 And then you're so right about the shape of this. What would you? It's not really a space vehicle, is it? It's more of just a dick-shaped rocket, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Like, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's so
I mean,
fake.
it looks like
Nobody believed it. No, someone said they were there. Go on.
there it is. Look at that. I mean, dude, it does. It just does look like a self-pleasure device.
My favorite is the diversity. They got one Asian, one black,
Yeah, here
one
we go.
white,
Yeah.
two blacks. They got two blacks. They got one trans.
We're reassembling the
unbel-
Spice Girls.
Yeah. It's just
And then-
hilarious.
If you want to look at some of the footage here, did that open? Hold on, I gotta share the other screen here. So they I'll go to YouTube with it. So they went up there and they just kind of do. If you watch anybody who's serious about space talk about it, they kind of do this thing where they just kind of do a loop and just come back down. If you believe that's what happened. Now,
Oh yeah,
blood-
someone
they-
said something really smart.
Yeah, go
Someone
ahead.
said 6 women and no bathroom. Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. Here's the official Blue Origin footage of them faking this whole thing. NS-31 was the flight. And look at these lovely ladies just bouncing around in space. By the way, I love that they put him in these skin tight, like Star Trek style jumpsuits. Like there's nothing but fashion there. There's no practicality to that at all. Wait, what did they say? Taking up space? Is that like a holding
Oh,
space
yeah.
kind of thing? Like
Yeah.
women, like we're
Yeah.
taking up space.
We're doing it
train today. We're going to learn everything that you need to know to fly
Astronaut training. Astronaut training, dude. Yeah, you just sit here until you get to space, and then you say a bunch of catchphrases, and then you come back down. That's astronaut training. You're done. Look at this, dude. This is so
It is
shit.
my pleasure to tell you,
Oh.
you've passed.
Why do
They
billionaires
passed.
like
Wait, did you hear that? That was some kind of test, and they passed, bro.
You've passed.
Guys, I have to tell you
Does that
something.
make
You
feel
all passed.
confident? Does that make you feel
It
good?
makes it start to feel even more real.
What is the vibe of the New Shepherd crew this morning now that the morning is finally
No
over?
Oh, they
man
got
allowed.
Carissa Thomas.
Oh, there is so much energy here. It's not about going to space. It's about what we
Yeah, it's not about going to space because you didn't go to space, to be clear.
I-
That's
I
why it's
totally
not
agree,
about going
dude.
to space.
bring back. And I get to go with 5 incredible women.
We are all
Look at
in
that
our
thing, dude.
places, bright, shiny faces.
Babies, I love you so
Oh.
much.
You think about it. We go from Neil Armstrong, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, to this shit right here. Listen to her. She had
If
all
that chick was doing weather in LA. Now
Yeah.
she's banging one of the most richest guys ever.
she had
Man,
a
that
year.
thing must snap. She must
Gayle
have a
King-
snapper.
Gayle King had like a year to think of what she was going to say.
Just
and
think
this-
about how many chicks are in there just because they bang somebody. Think
Okay.
about that.
This is what she comes up with. She knows she's probably known she was going to do this for a year, and this is what she comes up with.
In our places, bright, shiny faces.
Babies, I love you so much. Love you, Grandpa. I love you, Daisy. I love you so much.
Katy Perry looked like she had dipped into the Xanax a little bit, maybe.
Probably. They're like, I can't do this.
One.
Yeah, by the way, can we just say they have the ugliest of the rockets? Like, of all the rockets, Blue Origins is by far the ugliest of the rockets.
And there's a lot of other stuff that makes no sense.
Of all the fake rockets, Blue Origins is the ugliest. Look at Katy Perry there, looking good. You know what that looks like? It looks like the cover of one of those 90s porno tapes.
Yeah,
where
for
the-
sure. Now we know what Katy Perry's old face looks like when you're just hitting it right.
No. It's the one where she's looking at a giant penis.
Oh, like
That's-
that black
Yeah.
thing is so big.
That's
It's
not
so
going in
big.
here. No
That's
way.
not going in here.
No way, buddy.
You're in a giant dick, and you're like, look how big that dick is. By the way, that's the biggest white dick that's Katy Perry's ever been with.
I loved it.
I'm
Got
good.
it. You think it's any coincidence that she realized she was in space first and got out? Look, everybody else is like, wait, can we get out? And then look, she's like, we're floating. And they're like, oh, we are floating. That's stupid. Put your stupid flower down.
Look at the moon. You see that?
God, this simulation's amazing. Wow.
I got you, Flynn. Gotcha. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Bahamas in space. Yeah.
There comes it. The rocket down. It's going to relight its engine.
That never looks real, does it?
No, it doesn't look real at all.
John Cullen is the only one who believes that shit.
I have almost no words. It was the most incredible experience of my life.
If I hadn't had so much plastic surgery, you could tell I was really emotional.
I am smiling. I know it doesn't look like that. I know I look like a haunted jack-o'-lantern, but I am smiling. She has Skeletor face, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Never know how much love is inside.
Katy
of you.
Perry's getting there, by the way. She'll be there.
I will never be the same. And there's no boundaries. There's no border. There's just art. Now
What is that? Wait, hold on. Let's think about that for a second. What is that even? There's no boundaries. There's no border.
Yeah,
There's
Johnny,
no
it
fear.
just means one world.
Yeah, one love. Remember that when people used to say that? One love, one.
One world.
Take on anything. No dream is too wild if it's going to space.
No dream is too wild, except being able to do anything like weightlifting or any athletic pursuits like a man. But other than that, I can do anything.
No dreams too wild except to beat a trans in sports.
We make it through, and it can absolutely be possible.
I don't think you can describe it. You look at it and you're like, we're all in this together.
Oh my God!
we're
Look at
all
that face.
We're all in this giant dildo together.
Look at that giant. Look at that giant upside down goat head.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
Look
Oh,
at
you're
that.
so
It's
right. Yeah.
so Baphomet. It's unbelievable.
Damn, dude, I didn't even notice that until just it
Oh,
looks like the Bulls logo upside down too.
look at that. Yep, that's robot Baphomet.
Damn, you're so right, bro.
All
Huh.
right.
But anyway, that was just, I mean, God, it was just so stupid.
They
I mean,
just
what?
think you're dumb. They
And
just think you're
now,
dumb.
do you know if any of them are paying for that? Like, are these people that are, is this just for
No.
show, or
To
are they
get Katy Perry to go that, how much you think that cost them?
Well, it's supposed to be. I remember they were talking. Let me see. Okay, Blue Origin cost. They were talking about the cost at one point. Could you take a ride to space? What we know about Blue Origin after celebrity spaceflight. Okay. When will be my turn? Is what people are asking.
You can go. I'll be good here.
Among those who have boarded the New Shepard's crew capsule since its first ticket sold for $28 million, you count celebrities, entrepreneurs, and research scientists. It sounds like they're trying to get the cost down though, but yeah, I don't see an answer to that. But yeah, the first person paid 28 mil, which is just stupid. Can you? I mean, you got to have silly money to
Be
pay.
like EFTs, John. You remember EFTs where everybody paid
Yes.
$1 bazillion for them, and now they're worth like nothing. That's
Oh,
gonna
you
be
can,
space.
hey,
Some
Sam, we
guys
should
paid-
sign you up. You can reserve a seat for $150,000 right now on Blue Origin's website.
Let me think about it. Let me think about it.
What else do we have? You got
Johnny, do we have anything to read? Do we have any reads?
Well, we can talk about our official crypto partner. That is the 10 hat cat coin. To be clear, they are paying us to say this. This is not, what would you say? We're not trying to say that you should take all your money and put it in the 10 hat cat coin. I just know the guy who created it, the founder. He's a chill dude. They have a community that overlaps a lot with the truth community. I think we called it earlier. It's THC, the 10 hat cat coin. You can find them at what is it? 10 hat cat .com. I don't remember. Hold on. The guy has the address here. We'll also give you at the end of the audio version of this, we'll have some instructions on how you can get into the coin if you want to. What I recommend is you just check them out on Twitter or X at Tinfoil Reborn. Tinfoil Reborn. There's a ton of great art around this community. Again, 10 hat cat. I know Sam has enjoyed all of the pink cats that end up in his timeline now.
We love the pink cats.
Yeah. And
NFTs,
it's pretty easy.
not EFTs, NFTs.
Yeah. You were thinking of exchange traded funds, ETFs, probably. Yeah. And we've had a good time since we've kind of been welcomed into that community. We've had a good time. Ideologically, they are aligned with us. They're all just conspiracy people. I did a Twitter space with a guy one time.
Johnny, look at you.
It's a lot of fun. The guy's name is Kyle, by the way, who
Hi, Kyle.
He's
Kyle, we love you.
Born.
Kyle, we love you.
And everything you need there. If you go to X,
sexually, Kyle.
Tinfoil Reborn. And yeah. Wait until the end of this episode to get a little instruction on that. They are the official crypto of Broken Simulation. So we love those guys.
We love you.
You got
don't spend your life
you,
savings, okay? Just buy a little, support the man. Support the man, build it up.
Don't put anything in there that you can't afford to lose. But.
Yeah, come on, guys. Come on.
Johnny is a lame dog murderer. A dog murderer.
Johnny.
What does that mean? I would never hurt a dog. I love dogs. I value dogs over
Johnny
people.
makes love to dogs. That's how much he loves them.
I mean, I didn't want that dog to be out of the bag, but you did it. So
hey, Johnny, I still love you.
I don't know why my video is so choppy. What else do you are you saving stories for when we're in studio?
Yes.
All
saving
right.
stories for the studio.
I got a few more. So Bill Gates this week came out with an interesting comment about AI. He said that it's going to be actually it's going to be threatening a few careers that we didn't foresee. One is doctors, which there's, he's always going on about doctor shortages. He thinks AI is going to replace doctors and also teachers, which that's the part that scares me. I mean, we already have a problem with these liberal robots in higher education. Can you imagine now if AI is handling a lot of education? How does that scare
I
you?
think that's the dumbest idea ever.
Yeah.
I think children aren't going to be able to interact, and they need interaction with adults. I'm
Well, yeah.
sorry, dude.
Yeah, I mean it'll all. I assume unless they come out with these avatars, like, you know, that Elon is working on these. What are these? What does he call it? What the hell is that thing called? Starts with, is it like a? You remember what was it? The real life robot he called.
I
He
mean,
created.
there was Sophia, but I don't think that's it.
Optimus, the Optimus robot. After Optimus Prime and Transformers, robots in disguise. Yeah, so I mean, I guess you could have like an avatar, but again, it's just not gonna feel real, at least not for a while. Yeah, anyway, I just thought that was more dystopian futurism stuff that's kind of creepy and scary. We also saw well, do I want to talk about that? I'll show you something funny first. You know Mike Leach, the football coach? Remember him? He's dead.
Yes.
Oh,
We miss him already.
I was a big fan of Mike Leach. And a story came out this week that he had, he was a guy who was famous for thinking outside the box. Well, this may be his most outside the box idea. This is from Barstool, rather.
Bleachbutthole.com.
Barstool Sports. Contrary to the reputation of where, this is a blog. Okay, so I'm just going to read it. Okay. Mike Leach had to be talked down from bringing a midget, a little person, onto the football team and in short yardage situations, lining them up and then throwing.
Dude, that might be the greatest headline of all time.
Over the line of scrimmage. They had to talk him out of that, bro. Like, he was dead set on this. He's like, dude, I figured it out. You forget the
Bro,
QB
I love
thing.
that story. That is the greatest story you've ever told on here. It's the greatest. It is the greatest.
Because midget tossing is a thing. You know, you just find the best midget tosser in the world. You find the littlest little person, and you just have him shot put his ass about 10 yards.
It is so good, dude. That is so funny.
How's your battle with the Zens going, by the way?
Not going well.
Are you Zenning right now?
No, I got done Zenning.
Okay.
Johnny, don't judge me, dude.
One Zen a day, and then he says, no, I'm done with Zens. And then he's like, I'm killing Zens, dude. And then I'm done with them again. What is it? What would you say? It's just giving you energy? Like, what's the struggle there?
I just love them. I just love them.
Huh?
I'm an addict, Johnny.
Well, it's nicotine. I don't know what you thought you were playing with. It's nicotine. People have been.
I'm playing with the Lord, dude.
People have been addicted to cancer-causing sticks for hundreds of years, or whenever cigarettes came out, because of how addictive nicotine is. What did you think was going to happen?
Well, I think I was going to enjoy it, and I just need something to feel. I need to feel.
You need to feel.
I need to feel alive, Johnny. That's what I need.
Have you been following this 4chan stuff?
Oh, I love it, dude. I gotta be honest with you. I absolutely love it. It's the best.
4chan got hacked, and it outed a lot of just everything about 4chan, who their anonymous admin are, where their servers are based, all of this stuff. And it was done by a rival board, by the way.
What does that mean?
Like another board that they have a rival with called Soyak Party. I don't know.
Hold on, but a rival to 4chan?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Damn, dude, that's cold-blooded.
This is from Newser. Is 4chan gone for good? The notorious online platform is believed to have suffered a hack so severe that some are speculating it may never return. However, the details about what happened and the potential consequences are still becoming clear. The forum went down earlier this week, and reports of the hack soon surfaced. Wired has linked it to a rival forum called soyjack.party. One celebratory post bragged that a hacker had been inside 4chan's system for more than a year. That's from TechCrunch. The hack goes far beyond merely taking down the site. Hackers appear to have gained access to its back-end systems and obtained information about 4chan's anonymous moderators and, quote, janitors. The latter raises the possibility, which would be devastating to 4chan, that they could be exposed, notes TechCrunch. Information about the site's premium users has also been exposed. It might be hard, or at least painfully slow and costly for 4chan to recover from this. There's also some talk about, have you seen this stuff about 4chan being linked to certain nation states?
That's the one that cracks me up. It's
Yeah,
the funniest thing ever.
A few people have tweeted. This is from someone. It says 4chan got hacked and they got the stats from their political forum, and most of the posts originate. Where would you guess there, Sam?
No, you got to set it up. Most of the anti-Semitic posts originate from
most of the posts in
4chan.
Okay. I'll say it this way: 4chan is famously anti-Semitic, and the politics forum, and most of the posts there, according to this, originate from inside Israel.
That's crazy, dude.
And here's the source of that. Now, I haven't seen it. It hasn't been community noted. I haven't seen it confirmed by a mainstream outlet, but what are we, Douglas Murray? This is from someone called Ivan Ivanovich Chernov. He's got a Palestinian flag in his thing. That's clearly an AI photo, by the way. But look at that, dude.
That's so
Israel
funny,
first,
dude.
US, Great Britain, Canada.
That's so funny, dude. Israel posts the most anti-Semitic shit. That makes me laugh.
That's another one. But anyway, so yeah, there's 4chan is reeling now. 4chan, which is famously kind of like a wild west of internet forums. You know?
My friend called it the shit stain of the internet.
Yeah. I mean, there's just anything goes there. Anything goes. Like I bet this guy Major Underbite is really, really popular on 4chan. I thought
Major Underbite.
Yeah, that's cool. I caught Major Underbite. So did you watch White Lotus? Do you watch that?
I do not. I need to. I'm gonna watch it with Dana.
It's
funny, my Jewish handler. Have you heard that Dana's my Jewish handler?
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that from the people that talk to me from the CIA.
Why don't you tell Sam's Jewish handler to stop handling?
Mike White, the creator, talked about how he actually, after Trump got elected, and this is kind of encouraged me a little bit, knocked down some storyline, like eliminated some storylines that were, now it does have incest in the show, so take it for what it's worth, but one of the daughters was going to be trans. They killed that storyline because Trump got elected, apparently, and they were going to have the cute young white girl there getting an interracial sexual situation and lose her virginity to the black guy who was there.
Yeah,
they cut that out too because of Trump. It just tells you, dude, they have no loyalty to anything but whatever gets the show on the air.
But also, Johnny, let's just say in imaginary land, fantasy land, I used to take Cal to fantasy land all the time because that's where he lived. But let's say we're going to visit fantasy land, right? Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Right? We get there, and in fantasy land, you can put out those stupid storylines because you knew USA Aid was going to come in and bail you out on everything.
Yes.
And if that is shut down temporarily before a new organization is formed, you can't do that. You can't just make up dog shit. Like I own some Disney stock. It's doing like crap right now. It's not doing well. And if I sold, which I would love to do, and I'll never get into Disney again, I would take such a loss on it right now. I'm just going to hope to God something turns around. You know, but it's what you do. It's what you do when you don't have to worry about money.
You got to hold it. Yeah.
What?
You got to hold Disney. Yeah. Don't sell that. Hold it long term. Yeah.
I'm ready to fight everybody.
I wanted to talk. This is about a week overdue, but we know that Bill Maher at Kid Rock's invitation went to the White House, and had some nice things to say about Donald Trump. He said that, he had a sense of humor. He was completely different than you see him on TV. Remember, Trump was getting credit for kind of crushing. I think I saw one that said like he destroyed Bill Maher by signing the list of insults that Bill Maher printed out and brought to him.
Yeah.
Turns out that was Bill Maher's idea. Bill Maher printed them out so he would sign them. That's what we learned that from Bill. So that story was just completely made up, total fantasy. And people are kind of, I don't know, kind of giving Maher shit in a way for this, like especially the left. And I don't understand it. I mean, if you can't give him credit for this, I mean, who wouldn't want to go see the president? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it does come on the heels of Trump's extreme Zionism, but which Bill Maher is a giant part
it's
of
interesting. Bill Maher is, he definitely defends Israel. People think he's Jewish. He's not Jewish. His mother was Jewish, but he wasn't raised.
Looks Jewish.
Yeah, he does, because he's half. I mean, by genes Jewish, but he was raised Catholic, and that's why he's so anti-religious growing up, because of all he was right there in that area where all that stuff was going on with the Catholic Church. But yeah, I just wanted to show a little bit about what he said after the first episode back on Real Time.
We were walking through it is an amazing tour of the whole house. And I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but it must have been something with the 2020 election, because I know he used the word lost. And I distinctly remember saying, wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that. He didn't get mad.
What a twat. What an amazing twat.
No, but he's giving him credit here. Listen, he's giving him credit.
I never thought I would see you say that.
Because he's never said it publicly. He's giving him credit.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
You know what's happening.
He didn't get mad. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Look, I get it. It doesn't matter who he is at a private dinner with a comedian. It matters who he is on the world stage. I'm just taking as a positive that this person exists, because everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy. Bob, Kid Rock, told me the night before, he said, if you want to get a word in edgewise, you're going to have to cut him off. He'll just go on. Not at all. I've had so many conversations with prominent people who are much less connected, people who don't look you in the eye, people who don't really listen because they just want to get to their next thing, people whose response to things you say just doesn't track, like, what? None of that with him. And he mostly steered the conversation to, what do you think about this? I know, your mind is blown, so's mine.
Anyway, so the part that I thought was funny about that was that it's like he expected him to be a monster. You know what I mean? Just he expected he was going to sit down with Hitler or something.
Walk into the Oval Office, he's punching orphans. Oh, hey, Bill, let me finish up on this lifeless bag.
Yeah, so I just thought that was funny. And he's getting it. Maher really, he can't win because he's getting it from both sides. The liberals are pissed.
No, he's just ahead of it because they're all going to get to this point eventually. And it's just like every day there's someone else talking about how there is no production going on in LA. And the governor and everybody's desperately trying to figure out how to keep it here. It's not going to happen. And it's just like the numbers are nuts. The amount of movies being made, way down. The amount of television, way down. The amount of reality television, basically down 30-40%.
It's YouTube, dude. I know the people I know that are in the industry, half of them are working on YouTube stuff now, bro. Like set design and stuff like that. It's all on YouTube. Mr. Beast is a major employer of these of union workers from LA now. And he's got huge productions going on all around the country.
Yeah, I mean, some people said LA is a new Detroit. It's not even close, dude. We have great weather. I was just in Detroit. It's not even close. There will always be a central command of the industry, always. Because even if you blow up somewhere else, you're going to be like, let's just move to LA where the weather's better. It's just always going to happen. The problem is you have to shake off the middle. And again, I've talked about it a bunch of times. I can't remember the word, but it's basically a communist term. It's like Korean Zafia or something like that, where
I'm sure that's right. I'm sure that's right, Sam.
it starts with Korean, you piece of shit.
Korean Zafia. Okay.
It's something like that. It's hard to find the word. And it's basically where the party installs party loyalists at every position. And that's what DEI's done over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And that's why you're still getting stupid productions out. That's why you're still getting them saying all the dumb shit that they say out loud. Molly Ringwald and her Dennis Rocky chin. Do you see her, dude?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Molly
like
Ringwald was doing some kind of panel, right? She was on panel at something, and she said that they were asking her, like, hey, would you ever do a sequel to 16 Candles? Or not 16 Candles. What was the other one she was in?
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club, right. And she was like, yeah, I don't think that's a movie of this time. It's way too white. And like, what? What are you talking about? I mean, first of all, it wasn't a movie of its own time. Nobody lived like that. You know, it's an idealized version of what high school is like. But I mean, who cares?
Hey, Sunshine, if they had diversity back then, you probably wouldn't have a career.
Totally. Yeah. Look at yourself. And she does have a big chin, bro. She's like, I mean, she looks like a boxer. I mean, credit. She looks like, honestly, she looks like she's related to that guy from earlier in the show. The incredulous guy, like,
yes, somebody found it, Johnny, you shitbag.
Korean Zafia.
It's Korean Zatizia. KORENZATSIIA.
This says Korean, not Korean. It says Korean.
That says Korean.
No, it doesn't.
Shut up.
What they sent says Korenization.
Yeah, they didn't spell it perfect.
Korenization.
But they did better than anybody else since then. Okay.
Oh, it is Korean?
No, there's no A in there, but
so it's not Korean.
That's it right there. Okay.
So this is a funny story. Think
Is
about
it, Johnny?
The band The Who. Now, famously rowdy guys, right?
Rowdy Piper.
Going back to when Keith Moon was in the band, they famously would destroy hotel rooms and stuff. Well, they have apparently fired Zach Starkey, Ringo Starr's son, who's been with the band for like 30 years.
What's the name of the band one more time?
The Who?
Oh, The Who. Okay.
Heard of them?
Unfortunately.
The Who, one of the greatest rock bands of all time.
Are they the one that love kitty porn?
No, we're on YouTube, dude.
Okay, my bad.
They fired Zach Starkey, Ringo's son, for playing too loud. And this story goes back to they played some teenage. A lot of what they raise money for is the Teenage Cancer Trust. That's kind of their big gig every year, and they do it at the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah,
I actually went to that show last year. It was great.
John, you love that show.
And they had the show this year. Roger Daltrey in the middle of the show, the lead singer, at one point threw up his hands and said this: all I've got is drums going boom, boom, boom. I can't sing to that. To sing that song, I do need to hear the key, and I can't. It was going so well. I can't sing any effing key. I can sing in any effing key you want, but I need to hear which one. According to an insider, it was the final straw.
Funny,
it was the final straw for the band, and they had to pull the plug. It's a shame, but that's what they had to do. Zach Starkey, of course, earlier this year had blood clots in his leg and couldn't even play the drums for a while. And he says now, though, he's totally fine, and he has no idea. He's supposed to. There are rumors that he's going to play with Oasis on tour, on their big tour, which I don't wonder if that's threatened now. But yeah, I thought that was funny. The Who.
Why, for playing too loud?
Who had Keith Moon in their band, one of the most, guys most famous for overplaying. Love Keith Moon, by the way.
Yeah, they're old now, Johnny.
Yeah,
Please stop.
Old. That's what it is. No, you're totally right. That's everybody gets old, and they're gonna come in with some jazz guy now or something, I'm sure. The White House posted or has created like a website, a little micro website about lab leak. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw that. It's
Ian
so
Carroll
funny.
shared it on Twitter, and we'll just look through the unreliable Ian Carroll who's trying to mislead you on flat Earth. He posted this. So it's just very serious. Look at this, dude. Lab leak, and it's got Donald Trump in the middle there, looking very serious. The true origins of COVID-19. And then it's just got some facts here.
Show me where they isolate the virus.
Yeah. And I mean, it's
Show me
really
where they isolate the virus.
Okay, they've kind of created like a point by point thing here for our listeners. One says the virus possesses a biological characteristic that is not found in nature. Data point 2, data shows that all COVID-19 cases stem from a single introduction into humans. This runs contrary to previous pandemics. 3, Wuhan is home to China's foremost SARS research lab, which has a history of conducting gain-of-function research. They also had inadequate biosafety levels for the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
The Wuhan Institute.
Were sick with COVID-like symptoms in the fall of 2019, months before COVID-19 was discovered at the wet market. And 5, by nearly all measures of science, if there was evidence of a natural origin, it would have already surfaced, but it hasn't. Kind of weird, right, that they would do this.
Monica Perez, who's one of the best researchers in the business, she came on a long time ago and talked about sparse pandemic simulation. And this is all part of this.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of that Fauci will be thrown under the bus.
Yeah, and they kind of start laying into Fauci now. They have a quote from Biden's pardon of him: a full and unconditional pardon for any offenses. That part is highlighted: for any offenses against the United States which may have been committed or taken part in from January 1st, 2014. Anthony Fauci pardon. It's very dramatic, by the way. The way the font, the typefaces and everything, they're like shaded to look super dramatic. The Biden administration's HHS engaged in a multi-year campaign of delay, confusion, and non-responsiveness in an attempt, this is on the White House's website, by the way, to obstruct the select subcommittee's investigation and hide evidence that could incriminate or embarrass senior public health officials. And yeah, I mean, this thing goes on.
On and on.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Does it have people talked about, or does it seem like to you that this is laying the groundwork for maybe going after them?
Yeah, of course. But that's all part of the plan. That's always been part of the plan.
They talk about how like social distancing was BS, talk about the mask mandates, etc.
Yeah, but the funniest thing about this whole thing is that Trump is still pushing measles. I mean, it's like, dude, they lied to you before. Now you're going to go after. Now you're going to do the same thing with measles.
What do you mean
they lied?
Wait, what do you mean they lied to you before? He calls himself the father of the
dude, he's included in that. That means the people put out this website.
Well, it's on the White House. He put out this website. It's got him.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Johnny.
Well, you
Johnny,
said. Well, you
that's
said.
What I'm saying, Johnny.
You're saying he's saying they were doing this, but he is they. So why would?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And while he's doing this, he's calling out them when it includes him. He's also pushing this like
so confusing, dude. It's like Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay. The Trump administration is, according to the AP, taking aim at Harvard's international students and tax-exempt status. They have asked Harvard for a list of all of their international students and any kind of protest demonstration stuff they may have been involved in. A lot of international students around the country have seen their visas canceled and fear that they may be at risk for deportation. According to AP, these are people who just have like traffic tickets and stuff like that. Now, Steve Kerr, your favorite, was wearing a Harvard basketball T-shirt at his press conference today for the game. What do you
remember
think?
Tommy Amaker? You remember that guy who played for like Duke?
He played for Duke, yeah.
Now he's been the coach at Harvard forever because he's smart, and he's like, I'm just going to stay here and let my kids go here.
Yeah, I remember
It's
Tommy.
the smartest thing ever. It's the smartest thing. You've changed your family's trajectory by coaching at this hollowed institution, which has been hollowed out because it's gotten so lost.
Someone commented, Johnny thinks that Trump champions the shot today. He has talked about it recently.
He does. Everybody talks about how he still talks about it.
Yeah, I mean, you're just in denial. You're going to have to figure out a way to rationalize that because he does say that. So Johnny is every person in Weezer. I love Weezer. That was the craziest story, by the way. Scott
Dude, that's my favorite story.
Yeah,
we watched it on Doom Scrolling. That guy, dude, you want to interview someone? Interview the guy who got in the crash, ran around, took his shirt off, and acted like he was just watering the plants.
Yeah, and then ended up getting kind of just off the hook because of what she did. She blamed it on having some health problems, which I think is hilarious. Like, yeah, I went out and brandished a gun at cops because I had some a recent diagnosis. Like, what are you talking about?
Someone sounds like a box wine drunk.
Scott Schreiner's a great guy, by the way. Famously, like.
Now the question is, how much does he love his wife? Is he? How quickly is he to get her out of jail?
He was with her in the hospital, dude, like hugging her and smiling with her and everything. So, yeah. So I'm curious where you fall on this Harvard thing because, I mean, I do generally support cleaning up immigration, and these colleges famously have really picked their places where they choose to defend free speech.
Yeah, they suck.
But the government here just shouldn't be involved in this. I
agree, dude. And I am for free speech, even when I think they're stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody was crying about free speech when they were going after Christians and white people. That's my whole thing. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm not picking on anybody. I just think everyone should be treated equal. Same rules for different fools, okay? And if you're going to talk about Islamic jihadists, or you're going to talk about pedophile Christians or Christian nationalists or Hindus taking dumps on the street, if you're okay with talking about any of that stuff, you should be able to talk about Talmud Zionists.
Oh, Talmud. I got to write that down. I have a whole
Talmud, Tuma, Tama.
Oh, you used to get an extra syllable in there. Those were the
Tuma, Tama. Johnny, can we go? We said we're going to do a short one.
Yeah, we're going to do the super chats. And we'll go. You used to do 3 syllables. You used to say Talmud.
Talmud, to the bang, to the cha.
And then you went to Talmud.
Talmud. Tama.
All right, so we'll do the super chats and then we will go hear him. Hey you says celebrity faking deaths and flat earth are not at the top of my list of most important conspiracies. There's some serious shit happening, like the NWO, global pandemics, weather manipulation, and the little hats. The little hats are the problem.
Tiny hats.
Hey you again says the space quotes. He's got space in quotes like I do also.
Hey you.
The space trip was planned by Bezos and elites to fuel the gender divide. He picked lady celebs and spun the narrative, knowing how people would react. I believe that completely.
Hey, you're crushing it. Thank you for all your super chat money. You are #1 flamingo.
Got to do the hand thing.
You're the #1 flamingo. #1.
Orthodox Church, Bankstown says, boys, be good, Sam. I still love you, and I'm still praying for you here in Sydney, Australia. Johnny, nice hat. Thank you.
The problem with going to Australia right now is that my daughters are so young, and they need me there for 2 or 3 weeks, and I just don't want to leave my kids that long.
Also, if the Earth is flat, it'll take you like 8 years to get to Australia.
Yeah, it will take me 8 years. I won't see my kids for 8 years.
Tony Fat Hands says,
Tony Fat Hands.
Sam and Johnny, let's hang out in Austin soon. Thank you for helping me red pill my girlfriend. One more
like
smoke show in the ranks. All right.
Let's go, Tony Fat Hands.
Charlie Dominguez says, sorry, can you spot me a few rocks so I can buy Katy Perry's authentic worn in space spandex suit?
Oh, dude, that's got to smell like death.
God is love with the $7.77 super chat.
Ooh, danger.
Yo, 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 hanging and banging 2 nights in a row.
God is love is a local celebrity who is well, I did a live stream yesterday. I was supposed to do with one of the guys that been on the show, John Weiber, and he was trying to live stream from a McDonald's in Canada, and he couldn't get in. Yeah.
Why did he do it from McDonald's?
I don't know, because he's traveling to pick up some hot chick who got deported.
When I really, when I worked in journalism,
when I was a young boy,
I started out in sports because I just thought I would like that. I hated it. And what we would do, to get our gamers in, we'd often, especially in high school, they don't have internet in the press box, so we'd have to stop at like a McDonald's. McDonald's was famous for having good internet, and we filed so many stories from like shitty McDonald's where people were crapping in the bathrooms and just horrible. I'm losing my voice here, Sam.
All right, Johnny, we're gonna go. Last thing I want to say is all these Tesla idiots that are like keying and trying to blow up Teslas, they're so dumb because they're all like super feminine men, and they're all gonna go to prison and they're gonna have to put a carpool lane in their beehole just to handle all the man travel going in and out.
It's weird, right? It's like they found a way to make Tesla right wing somehow, which is, I don't know if that's not the plan.
To me, dude, it's just funny to me, No,
it's funny to me too. That I will say, last thing, I saw that movie Warfare. Have you seen the trailer for that? It's
no.
It's
Who's
by
in it?
You would recognize the actors, but I can't call their names. But the director is like an ex-military guy, and it's all based on observations of people in Iraq. And dude, it's like a horror movie version of like what it's like to be in a war. And it really is. I mean, it should be like Lindsey Graham should be strapped to a chair, Clockwork Orange.
I'm with you, dude.
Watch this thing because it's just it's horrible. I mean, people getting their legs blown off and stuff and just screaming for like 30 minutes of movie. It's just a guy screaming. It's a great film, but it is difficult. I recommend it if you want to kind of be sobered up a little bit. Maybe you feel yourself getting a little too hard about going into Iraq or Iran rather. Maybe check out Warfare while it's still in theaters.
I'm with you, dude. Yep. I'm with you, dude.
Oh yeah, I see somebody comment about Silver Surfer. Do you see Silver Surfer as a woman now? Yeah.
My God.
They just put, which I think Silver Surfer can be anybody. It's like the Herald of Galactus or whatever. But yeah, it's a flat gray woman, as you said, not even that shiny. Yeah, I love that your problem is with it being shiny because you're right, not that shiny. But the Fantastic Four looks like it's gonna be okay. Did you see that new Superman trailer they put out, which is just like a long clip from the film? That's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure if that's gonna be good. It looks
Which one?
The new Superman that's coming out.
I didn't mind it. I went and brought my daughter. We went and watched Johnny, we went and watched Jack Black's new
Minecraft. Yeah.
Minecraft. And
was it good?
It was exactly what it was supposed to be for kids. It's a funny movie. I laughed out loud a bunch of times. But it is dumb. And it literally, the first 5 minutes is like, here's the plot. We're running with it. This just, for kids, it was great. My daughter loved it. We went and watched it. My other daughter, Ninja, doesn't like to sit in movies, so she didn't go. So Ghost went, and we just enjoyed the movie. And Ghost acts like she's at a black movie theater, and she just wants to talk through the whole thing. And you gotta teach them. These are wild creatures. So we have to go, hey, you can't talk in the movie.
Yeah, I teach my nephew that too.
You can't talk in the movie. You gotta be quiet.
Turn to me full volume and be like, "This is really good, huh?"
Yeah,
I did that a few times.
Gotta be shut up. And it was so funny because I was going to go to because I've been seeing this stuff in the news about kids going to Minecraft and throwing popcorn everywhere.
Why?
And I was doing math on how many 10-year-olds I could take at one time. And I think it's
Dude,
about
I love
35.
I could see that. Yeah, yeah.
I could
At some
take
point,
about
they overlap.
35 of them. And then what will happen? My hands will get hurt from
Right.
punching them. And then
Oh,
they'll all
punching
just swarm
children?
me.
Why are you fantasizing about punching children?
Johnny, I'm going to have to fight my way out with these kids, these unruly kids throwing popcorn at my kid. I'm going to fight my way out. If they're throwing popcorn everywhere, I'm going to have to start clocking people.
By the way, movie theater popcorn is when it's done well is one of the great pleasures of life. I have figured out the key to that flavor. You make popcorn at home, it's never as good. If you want to know, this is a big secret. It's called Flavacol. FLAVOCOL or no, FLAVACOL. Flavacol. Look it up. It's like salt and some kind of chemicals and shit. Dude, I don't really, it's just like neon or like nuclear orange. It's a powder. You mix it in with the oil, the coconut oil, pop the kernels, and it brilliant. Just brilliant.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I love it too. My daughter ate the whole thing.
Dub Bubbler just put in a comment, says, I'll rough up the RB guy for Sam any day of the week. Love you guys. What is the RB guy? Who is that?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Dub Bubbler. Thank you, Dub Bubbler.
Thank you, Dub Bubbler. Thank you for having my back.
Boy, we got the Wuhan Institute of Virology in the comments.
Oh my God. Are they defending? There was a virus. I always like to put out the scene in Indiana Jones where the ghosts come out of the chest, and I always say this is security footage from the Wuhan lab on how COVID got out.
Yeah, that's funny.
Johnny, you've been lifting?
Yeah, I just started back. Yeah, boy,
I gotta get back to working out, dude.
I was
It's
so
not
sore
going
the
well.
other-
You lift, bro?
So sore. Those videos, by the way, were just the funniest when those came. Bro, do you even lift? And people got so offended, dude. Those guys that are in the gym and that spend a lot take that so seriously that it's a major insult to.
Dude, a lot of people are talking that there's a lot of feds in the comment section right now.
We got feds in this.
Yeah.
Creatine. Someone brought up creatine. There was a study this week that creatine, has been thought of for a long time. It's harmless, which the study doesn't deny that completely. Couldn't do you any harm really, as long as you have healthy kitties. But there was a study that most of the gains you get are actually just water weight that you're going to lose. Now, and a lot of people, it kind of goes against years of other studies. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah, there's a big creatine study this week that kind of suggested that maybe it was all in your head, the gains.
Well, it's what is it? A optical illusion?
Well, no, because it does pull water into the muscle, and so you'll get a swell from creatine, but they're suggesting that it's temporary. Because it was they had a control in the trial, and they had the same gains. So Moses says Johnny tries not to be a twink, so he won't get smashed. I'm just me, man. I'm just me.
Johnny, you love getting smashed. All right, guys. This is the best show we've ever done. We're going to do another one very soon.
Yes.
So that's why we didn't do any Sam Super Stories.
Yeah, we'll have stories next week.
Sam's Super Stories. We're going to have a couple guests come on. It's going to be good. What?
Dude, you remember those carnivore snacks that we were addicted to?
Oh, yeah. I saw what you put.
Yeah, well, they're like $40 a bag, like legit, like $39. I figured out how to make them at home, man, dude. I'll bring you some, like for $5. They're so cheap.
You're gonna charge me $5?
No, I mean like it cost me like $5 to make what they charge $40 for. So it's no, I'll bring you some. They're delicious though. Look up carnivore snacks, though, guys. You remember us talking about those? They're amazing. Google carnivore snacks recipe.
Johnny, let's make some tinfoil hat carnivore snacks.
Well, yeah, you don't want to do that, like, because you get sued for. I am getting a UV printer though. Eufy just came out with this UV printer, so we can print on anything. We can have our own like water bottles now, coasters, stuff like that. So get ready.
Johnny,
we're gonna
I'm
have
in.
cool merch here pretty soon.
Yeah, somebody says we're gonna have Katy Perry on next week to talk about going to space.
I would love to have her on.
All right, guys. Great show. Go to samtripoli.com. Grab your tickets. Big show tomorrow night.
Is that the Gavin McInnes?
Yep. Well, I just want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Hope you
Yeah.
guys have a great Easter. Yeah, there's Broken Sim merch. Some.
There, bsmerch.com. Head to bsmerch.com.
What are our shirts right now? What do we got for them?
I'll take you there. People every now and then will tweet at me at Broken Sim on Twitter. By the way, I heard from Twitter. You know what they told me? They said I messaged them. The only way to get to support, because I can't send messages from my account, is to DM them from the Broken Sim account. And they said, we can't talk to you about this because you're not DMing from the account that was banned from DMing. How does that make any sense? We got our Sounds Gay, I'm in.
Yeah,
we got atrocities.
We actually sold one. I'm so upset that nobody's buying the I Survived Rhino 55.
Nobody knows what it means.
It means a boner pill.
But I'm saying nobody knows that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'll do another boner pill.
This is our most popular item back during COVID. Was this?
What is it?
A neck gaiter. It was thing you could put around your face, to go into.
Memories.
Pope Tripoli. That's a good one right there. Pope Tripoli. These are just old jokes. This is your greatest quote, if you ask me. Dude, they're plants. Without them, we have no oxygen. Profound. We're kind of a big deal in Turks and Caicos. Our Turks and Caicos shirt.
Yes. Dude, are we still ranked, bro?
Peach on the pavement is what that is.
I miss Peach on the pavement. There was such a great time.
And then look at Sam just in his chair down there.
I miss it, dude. There's so many great moments on the show.
Yeah, the old days back when we really tried.
Well, back when everything was shut down, I was just walking the streets of Hollywood looking for danger in all the wrong places.
You used to live in Hollywood. That was the big deal. Yeah,
I would still drive there and just walk around. Yeah, I just walk around. But the problem is that I think Hollywood is dead, dude. It's just dead.
It is. Yeah.
There's just nowhere. Where do people go to party in this town?
Well, I think you go up the strip, you can still find some, like the other end of the strip, you can still find some action. But down that way, it's just sketch city. I mean, it's just dangerous. It's the land of gait disturbance is what I call it. Because one of the great ways to tell someone's mentally ill is how they walk. And they call that gait disturbance. Like the gait is how you walk. And everybody down there has got like a weird, like one of these things where they're kind of hunchbacked and kind of jigging all over the place. It's a weird area, Hollywood Boulevard.
Life is a weird area.
Yes. All right,
guys. Was this the best? Get in the comment section. Was this the best episode ever or the greatest episode ever? Best ever, greatest ever. Vote now.
Free XG, somebody says.
Yeah, free XG, dude. Yeah, I met an autistic robot in Tacoma. He might take XG's spot.
Oh, I saw that video. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I'm pretty funny, dude. I'm pretty funny. That's what the word on the street. Someone said the best. Always.
Oh, can you talk about the Comedy Store, or is that kind of under wraps?
No, it's they have a new booker, Rose, and Emily is no longer there. So there's a lot of
optimism, would you say?
Well, I don't know if it's optimism. I think the people that didn't get spots are optimistic. Here's the thing, dude. I'm sad that my friend lost her job. I will say that I see comedy completely different than her. Yeah. And what happened, and everything will move on and everyone will get on with their life, is, it wasn't all her fault, because comedy in LA is dead right now. There's a lot of things going on.
Well, she didn't exactly help.
Well, that's my whole thing. It's like comedy's dead. Nobody's got money. Okay. So you can't also have an economy that's struggling, a comedy scene struggling, and put out lineups that people didn't enjoy. And I disagreed with her on some of the people she picked up, because some of those people were known as, before they got picked up, as Comedy Store haters. They were just hate tweeting the store. And, you know, and not only are they getting picked up, but their names are on the marquee. And you're like, the marquee, listen, two kinds of people should be on the marquee. The big names that sell tickets, and a name we're going, hey, dude, I'm doing something in my life. I see my name on the marquee, right? And you rotate in. That wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's like Bud. I say this about the situation with Emily. And I like Emily. I like Emily. As a friend, I've known her for almost 20 years. But it's like she had a different view of comedy, and I did not fit into it.
Well, it also was not, that place used to, when I first moved out here, and it was only like this for even a couple of years, but it used to feel kind of dangerous. Like you could see something that maybe you're not supposed to see. You know what I mean? Like something a little dirty, something a little outrageous. And there was no chance of that by the end.
I totally agree, Johnny. I 100% agree. And here's the situation, dude. And, you know, you can't book for feelings.
Yeah.
But you also can't just book. Like there's this notion that the people who get the biggest laughs are the best comics. And that's not true. Mitzi Shore has had a view. She understood when you were different.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
And I saw people get picked up as regulars bombing in their showcases. She just saw it. And that's it. You have to see it. Now, Rose is the new booker. And I must say something. Rose is crazy enough to make the position mold to her, because that job changes people. It's a lot of power and it's a lot of pressure.
Also, possibly one of the most beautiful people ever to work.
I used to say she was like third world dictator gorgeous. Like she could date third world dictators. That's how hot she was.
Yes.
You know, she's still very attractive.
Yes.
So it's a combination. You can't have, by all accounts, not exciting lineups because you have a vision, okay? And be in a bad economy, right? You can't do both. A bad comedy economy and have both. Now, I love Emily. She would not allow you to engage her in any kind of like talk or criticism. And if she knew that you weren't happy with her, she would avoid you. And that sucks.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because you should be able, Rose the bartender. You should be able to state your case. And I'm sorry, I understand out with the old, in with the new. I get that. But when I was doing spots and I'm getting multiple standing O's in the OR, okay? Like that means something. But I'm also not afraid to fucking burn everything to the ground, which is what that place was built on. And I understand the only change in the universe, the only consistency, the only constant in the universe is change. I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. But this has and always will be an indie studio. It's the most artistic out of all the clubs. And, you know, there's a lot of female bookers right now in LA. And Mitzi Shore, Tammy Bronson, you know, there's so many women out there that are great bookers, but when you catch the wrong one, they tend to book on feeling. How everybody should have a chance. And at the end of the day, stand-up comedy is the closest thing to sports. You're either doing it or you're not. And the young comics at the Comedy Store are great comics. They're great writers. I would say that they are probably better writers than the guys coming up with me at the time, but we were better comics. It was the art. It's too much showbiz now. And that's Old Man Sam. They're really great comics, but there's too much safe going on. There's not enough danger. There's like two guys out there just really pressing it. And that's what the Comedy Store has always been, a place to press. So I'm sad that my friend lost her job. But I think it was time for something new.
Right.
And I think she's going to land on her feet in something in comedy because being a booker at the Comedy Store carries a lot of weight. And she probably got, saddled with things that were out of her control.
Do you think being a woman gives you an advantage in that job? Like maybe people don't go at you because you're a woman?
Johnny, that's why I think we have female sideline reporters.
Oh, interesting.
It's harder. It's really hard to lay into a chick on television, so you have to be on your best manners.
Yeah, dude. Coaches would ignore sideline reporters way more if they weren't hot chicks. They would just blow right past them if it was just a fat guy, from Queens.
100%.
Totally.
100%.
We just sold a T-shirt, by the way. We sold a T-shirt.
Thank you, guys. Which one was it?
The logo, the Broken Sim logo.
Okay. I prefer it. Sounds gay. I'm in. So that's my opinion. Sad a friend lost their job. Excited. I and who knows, man. There's a lot more things at work, but I think Rose, there's 3 people that I thought would be perfect for if they got a new booker, and it would be Rose, Eleanor, and Dana Marshall. Those would be the 3 perfect bookers. At one point, the Comedy Store had asked Dana if she wanted to be a manager. And I'm like, you're gonna go nuts.
Yeah. You don't know what you're asking for there.
It's not for you. But I'll tell you something. If Dana got in there, she wouldn't put up with anybody's shit.
No, dude, no, she doesn't.
Dana would be perfect.
Yeah,
but
she destroys friends and enemies just the same.
Rose is perfect because she's just the right amount of crazy, and she's just the right amount of conservative, meaning she's an old school liberal / moderate conservative. That's what you need. You can't get someone deep into a progressivism.
Well, she's done podcasting there. I mean, she's funny. She's done all the stuff.
She's a killer, dude. And she's cool. Her boyfriend is great. Fiance, maybe at this point. I fucking love her, dude. And I have 0 expectations because you know what? I mean, if I got a bunch of spots, I'd be happy. If I get 1 spot, I'm cool now. I'm in a great place. I'm happy with where I am. I'm churning out a lot of comedy clips. I'm happy about it. I'm gonna put out 2 crowd work specials if it works out the way I want to.
I'm excited.
And my special hasn't even been out a year yet. I think it came out in March. No, it came out in October. So I have so much time to fine tune the rest of this hour. If I want to shoot another hour.
Ooh, there's a conspiracy. Amanda says XG isn't Mexican. Ooh.
What is he?
That's what I'm wondering. If he ain't Mexican, who is?
He's
Puerto
Rican. Oh, you're saying he's Carlos Mencia.
So he's faking this whole Mexican bit, huh? The food.
Yep.
Curious.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's it, everybody.
Uncle Drone thinks XG is fine. He thinks he's fine. Getting a lot of gay love. I
think he means like everybody's talking about him being deported in the
okay. So he might be gone, guys. We didn't want to say anything. But he might be gone. He might be gone. Guys, we're gonna go short, then Johnny goes for fucking ever.
Brother, did you not just spend the last 20 minutes talking about
you asked about it, Johnny.
Yeah,
guys, go to samtripoli.com/events. Let's get in it. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.